Good afternoon, traders, and welcome to another edition of Awesomecalls Trading recap review for June 8th, 2020. Well, we put together a really comprehensive list this morning, and it was like I was saying earlier, it's like building an IKEA chair in our chat room. Just the nuts and bolts. All you had to do was follow the plan of attack and what we were going to do. Um, we decided, there was probably a good 50 to 100 stocks out there that were all gapping up this morning. The market's been on steroids for the last 3 weeks. Dow's up 27,004, 2,500 short of the, 30,000 again. Today was just another ramp up. Um, and it was very difficult to find just a 12 solid plays. I mean, what I mean by difficult, I mean, there was like 100 to play. But the chat room can only trade so much. We can't be all over the place. And so my job every morning is to find at least 12 solid ideas minimum that will guide traders into profitability every single day. And what I look for is range. It's one of my biggest things. The more the range, the better the trade. And I'm looking for 10, 15, 20 point moves. I'm looking for, downside moves. I'm looking for, shorts, gap ups, news events, anything related to biomedical, FDA, uh, block trades. I mean, you name it. I'm looking. There's no. Just a wide range of parameters what I'm looking for. But mostly when I look for in the morning are range plays where traders, if they come in during the day, come in late, come in the afternoon, play in the morning, play pre-market. There's always something to trade. Always something with range to trade. So, with that said, this morning it was ENOB. MIC was an upgrade. ENOB had news this morning regarding HIV. MIK had an upgrade. Core was gapping on no news. We had a couple oil plays. CHK and MBR. Royal Caribbean. All the cruise lines were all gapping up this morning. Another upgrade from Zillow. SPG. My son's personal trade from $50 on. Almost hit 100 this morning. SRPT was gapping up on a trial. Boeing was continuing to gap up on its, and they also got an upgrade from Goldman. And of course, Tesla and Shop. These are really nice range plays, and I do believe strongly, and I've been saying for a long time, Tesla to 1,000. There was a huge buyer back in April that bought 1,000 June calls, and it looks like he's going to hit his mark on that. So I did like that. The continuation on Tesla and Shop. And besides, Tesla had really good news. Apparently, they sold triple amount of their Model 3s in China from April, and that's really great news for a stock like that one. So anyway, just breaking it down, I'll just take a few minutes, just kind of ENOB. I read the news, felt the stock would have an offering today, and it would sell all the way off from $8 to $8. Shorts were hard to find on certain platforms, but if you could get them, it was a really good short for an all-day. I felt it was an all-day sell-off, and as you can look, there were a lot of bag holders holding the stock around $2 and $3 a share, and they all dumped into the news. And I figured the stock would come down to 8 and under based on the news, but it ended up coming all the way down to $6 and under. So it gave the traders a nice short and gap fill. Hard though. The sad thing is, not every platform had shorts, but if you did, this was an all-day move to the downside. And I do expect an offering after the close or within 48 hours down to $5. So we started our short at 16. I think Janny called the topping at 1940 on his double topping this morning. And then when I got in the room, I didn't want traders to take it long unless it popped through 16 at the open. If it did that with volume, we could get a quick to 18, 19, and then short it. Otherwise, it was just going to be a pop and lower lows set in, which it did immediately at the opening. You can see lower lows right here and here. There's your short right there at $12.78, room to add. And stops firm at 13.80, so 1 point risk for a 6-7 point trade to the downside. So that was a really nice trade to do. The next one we did was MIC. This was our number 2 pick. This was an upgraded stock. My main focus was to try to gap fill some of this, but it needed to snap 850. I'm sorry, $6.80. If it didn't snap that area, that little wishbone right there, bring it down, then it wasn't going to fill the rest of the gap. So, but I did call for a pop at the open to 850, scale in short, and then take it down. So it was a nice short for some people, but it still did not break that 680 I was looking for. If it had snapped that, we would get lower. Anyway, stock is heading towards 9 into close. So this was a really nice play into close. Okay. The next one was Core. Picked this up off the Palmer, my Bank the Trade feed, and it was gapping up on no news. So I figured everyone should just short the gap and pull it down to 13 and under, and it hit 13.33 on a fat finger. So it was pretty fast. Chesapeake and NBR. These were two monster plays today. Chesapeake, if you were in our room, just went crazy. I mean, this just wow. This was just a nut trade right here. Just crazy. Once it took off, it just the money you could have made on this sucker. But anyway, these were oil plays, and with NBR, I figured we'd get a pop at the open to 84, scale in short, take it down to 70 per the notes, and then bottom curl long back to highs. It did pretty much exactly what I said, and it went down to $70.95, about 71 bucks. Chesapeake, I wanted to short this and then snap it. It needed to break 35 for confirmation, then we get a nice downside move. But if it stayed above that, I wanted traders to go long. I think the 38 level. I double check what I wrote. If it opens towards 45, we'd get 48 or more. And the stock opened to 45 right there and popped to that 48 level. It came down nice, but then it broke again, that 48 level, and just ripped. So it was a nice trade for a lot of traders in the chat room. I figured Tesla was on its way to 1,000 by Friday. So this one, I definitely wanted to long the stock around I think I was calling for in pre-market, the 910 level to 920 or more, and it hit 934, came down, did not break 905 or 900 for a quick little gap. Instead of just bottom curled and is running towards 950 now. So that was a good trade there. Boeing was our baby. I really liked Boeing today. Boeing was gapping up. I was preferring a little bit more of a dump. I did call for, if it snapped, I think 218, we would get the gap filled at 215, 216. If not, look for the pop. I didn't want anybody along it until it hit 224 in the breakout, which was right here. And once it hit 224, it just ran to 234. And we walked this up in the chat room. It was a winner for a lot, and Great Noel took this trade and did phenomenal on it. Made over almost $1,000 on that trade. So congratulations to Noel. SPG was gapping up. This is one of my beautiful son, Sebastian. He called this around, I don't know, 30 days ago, down in the 50s. And he's been swinging it since, added into weakness. And stock is now 98. He has a $50 average on that one. I won't sell until it hits 120, he said. But this one, we wanted to gap fill it. It was gapping up 7-8 points. I called for a gap fill to 90, bottom curl, and long it. Royal Caribbean was another great play today out of all the cruise lines. This one was gorgeous. This one I wanted you to short at 77, take it down to 70, 71, bottom curl. I called 70.50 on bottom on Royal Caribbean. So if you look, Royal Caribbean 70.50 bottom. Bottom curl, long all day slow move to the upside. Again, a very scripted trade. All you had to do is hear my voice, read the notes, get your confidence, take the short, pull it down, 70.50, long, all day move to the upside. And it's almost 75 a share now. NBR, I think we went over that, and Zillow. Zillow got an upgrade from Nihon. I was looking for a nice short. I wanted to pop at the open to 64 per the notes, scale in, take it down. That one went all the way down to 62 and 61 if you held the stock a little bit longer. And I had this one on Zillow, 64 pop at the open and a fade to 60.50. Right now the stock is sitting at 61, so 50 cents more to go. And one of the trades of the day, I'll close out with SRPT. This was a beauty today. Uh, Here's the Boeing trade, long at 224, push it to 230. Uh, and then I wanted to short it down to 212 if it came, but today just didn't want to. There was no and there was nope. The play of the day was SRPT. This was gorgeous. It was gapping up on gene therapy trials, positive data. Yeah, but typically I let the traders know that SRPT likes to gap fill, so take it short if you can find shares. The bottom on it would be 150 today, and then it would bottom curl and go right back up to the 160 area where it came from. And this was the SRPT trade. And there is the short, 160, 162, scale in, take it down to 150. There is the 150 bottom curl, long stock. The stock hit almost 160. So 10 down, 10 up, 20 points on that trade. Beautiful. Very scripted, just a wonderful trade. And that's kind of like what we did today. Just really stayed focused, had a good dozen trades to trade. I'm sure everybody was trading at different stuff, but in here we were stayed focused, a lot of range, a lot of opportunities. All you need is a point or two and you're done for the day. Whether you're doing 50 shares or 100 shares or 200 shares, you don't have to size in. Just everything had room to move, and I really, really enjoyed today. So, okay. So that was our pre-market game plan for June 6th, June 8th. We'll do it again tomorrow morning for everyone in the chat room. Put together 12 to 14 ideas, minimum of 12, and I'll spell everything out, write it out. I want to welcome a lot of new subscribers to the chat room. Thank you for giving us an opportunity. I hope you enjoyed today. And if you want to be a part of the great room, all you got to do is click here and scroll down, and you can see all the reviews, see setups and how we start things, a couple webinar services that we offer, and then here's our daily, weekly. If you upgrade to a month, we give you the money right back, and we put it towards your 197. So it's almost you're trading for a day for free, or you're trading for a week for free. So, and then we upgrade you to a monthly once you upgrade. And this is some of part of our team. Jenny, Dave the Trader, Raphael, Darksider, B Trades, Adam News. I need to add him here, JT, and we have a 10, 11, and we have Jay as well. These are their Twitter feeds, so we need to update that. Other than that, it was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed trading today, and thank you so much. All right. All right, Mick is now high of the day, traders. Mick, M-I-K, moving towards that 9 spot, as we talked about earlier. And there you go.